Hello YouTube, and happy Star Wars Day, which, seeing as it's Star Wars Day, I am of course not going to be talking about Star Wars in the slightest, and instead be talking about a show I haven't discussed in a month. Because this is the true way to celebrate Star Wars Day. So, yeah, we haven't talked about Tron Uprising in a while. About time we get back onto that. So, this one is episode 12. We both know how this ends. And yeah, with a title like that, it's actually a pretty predictable ending. So, kind of jinxed it their title. So, the episode starts off with the Renegade destroying some tanks. Because all the episodes need to start off with an action sequence. And this destruction of tanks does not go unnoticed by Pavel and some guards. And then all of a sudden, we get a time lapse. Um, okay. Yeah, this scene is kind of pointless in the grand scheme of things. But I guess it does sort of serve a point later, but when you're first watching the episode, this is just really random. And yeah, did he get away? Yeah, he did. But yeah, I know I just ruined that bit of suspense for you there. He got away. But hmm, pretty much this time lapse thing is something I actually really do want to talk about because this comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I really gotta ask this. Where did this time lapse? Why a time lapse? Why did they show a time lapse? Yeah, this hasn't been used at any point in the series right now, so it's not like it's something that they frequently do. It's completely new and just got jumped on us for no apparent reason. And why even do it here? Okay, so in the next scene, we see Abel looking around for Beck and Zeb, but why do we need a time lapse for that? Is it to show that it's in the morning? I think that we could have gotten it by the emptiness of people at the garage, or maybe just like a solid shot of just showing, hey, it's morning in the grid. Like, do we really need to see a time lapse? I'm really confused by this because later on in the episode they use a time lapse again, and it's actually warranted. I'll tell you why when we get to it, but it's actually warranted when they use it again. But here, it's just completely random, has no real setup, and I don't even see why they did it. It makes no sense. But anyway, me ranting about a time lapse is probably not that interesting, so let's actually get back to what's going on. So, yeah, Abel is going off to do something he should have done a long time ago. And yeah, he just sort of leaves on that vague note. No one's gonna ask what he means by that. Like, is he just walking around saying, "Hey, have you seen Beck or Zeb? I'm going off to do something I should have done a long time ago." So, yeah, have you seen them at all? I mean, like, is no one gonna question what he's gotta do? Well, apparently not. And he bumps into Mara and says, "Here's the keys to the garage. Have fun. You're in charge for today. It's gonna be a slow day anyway. You'll be fine." And then we meet up with Zeb, who is telling a bad joke. This actually does play a part in the episode. A very, very important role of being an unfunny gag. And, pretty much, yeah, Mara's really easily taken advantage of here. Ever seen that one before? But she pretty much just tells Zeb, "Hey, go fix this lift," and that's the importance of that scene. And then we see Abel driving his car around on a very steep cliff on the mountainside. Because whoever he's meeting, they couldn't meet up with in a safer location. Yeah, let's just go to the top of this mountain that's very hard to get up to because, Clue doesn't have any helicopters, except for all the times that he has a helicopter. So yeah, what was the point of taking a mountain up here? But yeah, then the epicness of action comes in when Abel is bit by a bug. Where is the plot in this episode? So yeah, Abel's bit by a bug, which obviously causes him to swerve off the road, as most bug bites do. So yeah, his car falls off a cliff, but luckily Abel is okay. But this also means that he now has to walk up the rest of the way on this mountain, this very narrow mountain, mind you, while there's a snowstorm and mosquitoes, apparently. So, what's he gonna do now? Probably just get up there pretty easily, because we never really see him actually climb up this mountain. I feel like there could have actually been some excitement in that, but no, what we really do need to see, though, is Zeb still trying to get someone to laugh at this joke. This is a completely needed storyline, which has to be finished. So, yeah, he's still trying to get someone to laugh at his joke. No one does it. Not even the audience is gonna laugh because they only tell the bottom half of the joke. So, yeah, what is the joke with it? I don't know. Why is this a storyline? And where is the plot? Really, where? I am waiting around for it, and it isn't here yet. But Mara starts asking about the lift, which apparently Zeb hasn't even started working on yet, but yeah, I mean, he has an important reason, because he's trying to tell someone this joke in order to get someone to actually laugh at this. You jerk, Zeb. You're completely dodging responsibility because of a stupid little joke. Granted, I'm kind of dodging my school right now to do this video, but still, I will not accept dodging of something that you have to do unless if I'm the one doing it. So, yeah, Mara starts getting taken advantage of some more, because I have no idea where this is gonna go. So, then all of a sudden, Pavel stops by. Why? Because apparently Clue's army has no trained technicians, and instead just wanted to send all their tanks, which the Renegade tampered with. Of course, they just want to send all them to this completely random garage, seeing as there are probably no more other skilled technicians that could actually work on these tanks. Who developed these tanks then? Did anyone even develop these? I mean, really, this makes no sense. Shouldn't they have someone on their staff already who should be able to develop these tanks and fix the kink? I don't think it'd be that hard. Whoever invented the tanks would probably know something about it. But no, he instead, of course, has to send to this completely random garage because we need to tie something into this episode so there can be a plot. And now he gives everyone at the garage till the end of the shift to be able to fix these tanks. Because that's enough time. So, yeah, now Abel finally reaches the top of the mountain. Because nothing else important happened in that span of time. Yeah, been a while, but nothing else has actually happened, because why would something actually be happening on this episode? So, yeah, he finally reaches the mountain, sets up a little camp, and just continues waiting. For whom? We'll find out in a bit because I know the excitement is killing you. So, yeah, Mara starts suggesting a good way to fix the tanks. Is anyone gonna listen? Nope. Why? Because it's clearly a better idea to go around and fix them all separately instead of work together on trying to fix one tank and then continue to use their solution for the others. No, that's a dumb idea because clearly the smart idea is instead to go around trying to do something that's aimless. Is everyone in the garage just an idiot without Abel? I mean, really, later on in this episode, Beck thinks that the only way to get out of this is by dressing up as the renegade and beating some people up. Is everyone just an idiot without guidance here? So, yeah, I know that idea about fixing stuff aimlessly seems like a great idea, but unfortunately it worsens the situation as Idiot Link, because Link's really important now. Well, he fired the cannon. Apparently nobody saw that as a breakthrough and only saw it instead as an issue. Because getting it to work is a bad thing. And we then go back to Abel, who meets up with Tron. Gonna let that sink in for a bit. The coolest character on this show is meeting up with Tron. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, what was Abel doing all this time? Well, apparently he was just waiting out in the snow instead of inside of his warm little camp that he set up. I guess he was just really waiting for Tron because Tron didn't know where they were going. And apparently didn't even know where the spot that they were going to was. He just knew it's at the top of this mountain. And, yeah, apparently he had no other contacts outside of that. Oh, and also Abel picked out this location. Why did Abel pick out this location? Really, Abel, no matter how many times you are awesome, I don't know why you picked out this location. It makes no sense. But, yeah, what are Abel and Tron gonna talk about? Beck's training, and how Abel doesn't approve of it. As well as the fate of the revolution, but that's not really important. We need to talk about Beck's training. Why is that not a good thing? Why is Abel against this? He's apparently been associated with Tron for quite some time, yet he never found out about this thing going on with Beck until recently. Why did Tron keep this hidden? What was the point in that there, Tron? I just wanted to keep my friend in the dark, seeing as this guy literally holds my life in his hands because he gives me the power to be able to fuel my healing chamber, which heals all my scars, but yeah, I just wanted to keep this guy in the dark for a while because that's a great idea. So then they dropped the title because why wouldn't they? This is actually kind of the first episode that I think dropped the title, so that's kind of cool, but then their tent is ripped by their greatest enemy in this whole episode. Who is it? The bugs. Yep, the bugs are taking them down. This is a really boring subplot. So, and then we find out that apparently Mara is stressed about the situation, because why wouldn't she be? And then she remembers, oh yeah, Link got his tank to fire. Well, I mean, I only have like an hour to fix everything now, but hey, I'm finally gonna start actually talking to him about how he got this to work, because I had no idea how he did this. And then she somehow perfectly recreates it. Link did this by complete accident, and then she somehow perfectly recreates how this tank was able to fire. still, fair question is, why didn't they just worry about this before? Seriously, he got his tank to fire. Why didn't you take this under consideration while you need the tanks to fire? I don't know why this was such a mediocre thing to them when they literally are put on block because if they don't fix these tanks, they're gonna be sent to the games. Yeah, I would kind of be worried about that there, and would kind of be like, hey, he got his tank to fire. Okay, let's go talk to him about it. You know, maybe someone did. Maybe someone did actually say that, and they were just like, nah, that's not an important thing. We gotta get back to fixing everything solo. Get back over there, random guy number 2. So, then we cut back to the complete epicness of Tron and Abel fighting bugs. Mm. As Mara does be able to fix a tank. Why did I write that down now? I already talked about that. But their time is now running out. The horror. Ooh, yeah, I'm really concerned as to whether or not they'll get out of the situation. So, we then see that Beck is now leaving to become the renegade, but luckily Mara actually goes over there and catches him in the act and actually does start to take charge.
You got us into this mess. Hey! Where are you going? Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of this. Maybe I can recruit some extra mechanics. In the meantime... Oh, no. Not a chance. Your antics may have worked with Abel, but not with me, and certainly not now. I'm in charge, and I will get these tanks fixed. So if I were you, I would spend less time trying to avoid work, and more time trying to not get sent to the games. Am I clear? Crystal. Good. Now get back out there.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, I don't work there. So Pavel returns to see that all the tanks are now in working order, all except for one, which stupid Link shot into the lake earlier. How are they gonna resolve this? Apparently, Zeb also had some free time, and he was actually just able to fix the lift and pulled out the tank. Well, that was a fastly resolved issue, and for some odd reason, this creates some annoyance with Pavel. Did he not want the tanks fixed? Or did he just really want to see someone go to the games today? Pretty sure there are already people there. Could just wait until the next show. So, yeah, now everything is good with everyone at the garage. Abel comes back and congratulates Mara because he was actually looking for her earlier. And just said that he was looking for Beck or Zeb. Yeah, Zeb, the guy who's not really that capable of doing stuff and doesn't really take that much responsibility, and Beck, who's hardly there. But apparently he was actually looking for Mara, the one who actually works hard. So, yeah, he just sort of made up that whole entire bit where he was looking for either Zeb or Beck. What if Mara actually just said, oh yeah, I know where they are, they're right over there, you want me to go get them? Then we have just said, oh, well, actually, no, I was looking for you. I just wanted to try and give you a false sense of you're the only option, so I gotta use you so then I can see how well you come through in the end. So, yeah, really, what would have happened if she said, oh, yeah, they're right over there? So, yeah, now the episode ends, and that's episode 12. Man, was this a filler episode. I mean, okay, there are some pretty cool stuff, like the stuff with Tron and Abel, that's awesome. Even just seeing them together in a room is pretty cool. But outside of that, it's surprisingly a pretty boring episode. Now I can see why Beck doesn't go back to the garage that much. There's not really that much going on there anyway. It's actually a pretty efficient workspace. Oh, and by the way, that joke with Zeb, yeah, that came back in the end, and it turns out that Abel's the one who told it. Yeah, I know, you guys were on the edge of your seats to find that one out. So, yeah, jokes like Zeb and his stupid joke that goes nowhere, yeah, that's not important. That's just complete filler for this episode, and that's kind of how And that's kind of how this whole entire episode sort of is. It's just a filler episode. There's just sort of stuff in there that is kind of important, but outside of the stuff with Tron and Abel, it's not really that necessary, but it is still kind of cool to see Mara actually take some charge, and even though we've seen the story be done a lot, they do kind of put their own spin on it, so it's kind of cool in that regard. But, yeah, outside of that, this is one of those episodes that you can skip, unless if you want to see Tron and Abel talking, because that's something that happens. I mean, okay, it's kind of cool. So, yeah, I guess there is something to watch in this one. But, now, I do have a slight announcement for, my Tron Uprising vlogs after, since I'm done talking about the episode now, I am going to make this announcement that, as of right now, there are no YouTube channels up with the full episodes. And this was the last one that I actually had the notes written down for. Luckily, I do remember most of what happens in the next episode, and that one is The Stranger, but for the one after that, okay, that one I actually do remember quite a bit of too, but for the one after that one, I also remember stuff. Crap, okay, for the one after that one, then I do not remember a thing about it, because I never saw it. So, that is the one that should cause some great concern. So yeah, like 3 weeks from now, that's when we need to be concerned about these vlogs. So, here's to hoping someone actually uploads them again, because that would actually be really useful, but I don't know, I might have to just stick to watching vlogs on this show for me to do a vlog. How ironic. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that, but outside of that, pretty much it. This is a okay episode, I guess. There are some things in it that I kind of like with Tron and Abel, and some of the stuff is kind of funny, and seeing Mara take some charge is kind of cool. And also seeing Beck sort of make an issue, which he has to get out of. So, yeah, the Renegade really didn't accomplish a thing in this episode, but, yeah, it's kind of cool to see Beck have to get his way out of his own situation that he started. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The next episode is going to be The Stranger, which is a very plot-centered episode, and we actually do see a returning character in this one. So, yeah, there's something to look forward to. Bye, and happy Star Wars Day. Garage Man! What?